I didn't want to see a life taken when I just gave life. Like, I couldn't stand there and just see that happen. Couldn't do it.
Just days after giving birth, she ran toward a burning tanker to help save the driver's life. Her incredible story and that of the other Good Samaritan who risked his life, next at 5.
Recent crime on the Northeast Side has businesses taking action tonight. I'm Stephanie Wade with what they're doing to deter crime.
I'm excited to tell you about weekend changes, what a strong southwest wind tomorrow means for temperatures.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
The timing, literally, because 30 seconds. He wouldn't have been here. I may have not been here still. Time, it was just time. Everything aligned right yesterday.
She and a man, two total strangers, ran toward a flaming truck to save a man they never met. Tonight, we are hearing from two extraordinary Good Samaritans who selflessly risked their own lives after Thursday's fire and explosive crash on the east side.
They helped pull the tanker driver to safety, rushing toward danger as others ran away. RTV6's Megan Sanctorum shares their stories, and while many are calling them heroes, both insist they were just being human.
This is the dramatic footage from Thursday's crash. A jet fuel tanker split and overturned as several people pulled out their phones and started filming. This mother ran toward the crash.
The whole thing is just engulfed. You couldn't even see the semi anymore. It was just fire.
Holly McNally just gave birth to a baby boy on Monday. Her son is still in the NICU, and she was actually on her way home from the hospital when she saw the driver of that crashed tanker standing outside of the truck, covered in flames. That's when she says adrenaline kicked in. She calls it motherly instincts. She says she didn't think twice about running toward the fire to help. She and another man helped pull the driver away from the flames.
He got on one side, his right side, I got on his left side, and we started walking away, and I am seeing and hearing a gush of liquid coming around us. And I asked what he was hauling, and he said jet fuel. And that's when I was like, you know, you guys, we have seconds to get out of here. I was like, we have to move. We have to keep moving as fast as we can.
She says they got away just seconds before an explosion. She and this man, Mitch Navarre, stayed with the driver until first responders arrived.
It was a matter of, I'm not going to let him pass away because I just had a baby. You know what I mean? This is somebody's baby. He could be a daddy. Nobody, and I didn't want to see a life taken when I just gave life. Like, I couldn't stand there and just see that happen. Couldn't do it.
I said, I'm going to get you out. I don't know how, but the whole flame was inside. We were inside of that flame. Nobody saw us. As I was coming out, everybody was saying I was a hero. I said, no, I was a human first.
Motherly instinct, I guess. Humanity, human instinct. Just seeing somebody in need of help and thinking if that were my dad or even my newborn son, if that were him at work. And he was in a wreck and there were people watching, but I would hope there'd be that one person that could save him.
And in this case, there were two. So regardless of whether you call them heroes or human, both say they would do it again in a heartbeat. Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
And the driver, 59-year-old Jeffrey Duke Denman of Brownsburg, remains in critical condition at Eskenazi, according to his employer, the president of Jetstar, but showed signs of improvement today. Denman has been with Jetstar since July as an Air Force veteran. And INDOT crews continued their repairs on the ramp where the crash and fire took place, I-465 southbound to I-70 eastbound. The ramp is open and the guardrail is repaired along one side, but the left lane will remain closed until at least tomorrow afternoon.
Now to the latest on our focus on the ways crime is impacting people across Indianapolis. Following several recent robberies on the northeast side, business owners and employees are taking measures to protect themselves. One florist is even locking the doors during the day. RTV6's Stephanie Wade explains how retailers are reacting and shows you what's being done.
I had a viewer reach out to me saying he came to this floral shop to pick up a corsage for his daughter. He was sad to see the sign that says, due to increased activity in the area, our doors will remain locked today. Call and someone will let you in. He says this is just another example of businesses and customers concerned about safety in the area.
At least if I see somebody that I think looks a little suspicious, I can choose whether to open the door or not. It's just kind of a way of protecting ourselves, protecting our employees.
Jacqueline Phelps says she puts this sign up at the Shadeland Flower Shop when she's working alone, worried about recent crime.
I've had customers that have told me within the last week, they were like, you know, this area was never like that. We never had to worry about our homes, never had to worry about going outside our homes and going shopping.
Last month, a Subway employee was shot and killed while working just down the road. Plus, the Kroger and Speedway gas stations were robbed nearby, too.
Nobody's safe.
Some were really angry. Some people were really frightened.
The president of BRAG, or the Binford Redevelopment and Growth Board, says they actually had a meeting last night and sat down with IMPD and city council members to talk about the upward trend in robberies. They were encouraging neighborhoods to start crime watches and businesses to update their surveillance cameras so they're not so vulnerable.
That doesn't stop the crime. If you get to the point that you're doing a better job of prosecuting crime, that's going to be a huge deterrent.
I'm just hoping that they can catch some of these guys, these people, and get them off the streets.
We just need to come together and get organized and be determined. We're just not going to put up with this anymore.
Before someone else is taken from their family.
Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
The BRAG board also says they'd like to work with Crime Stoppers to increase rewards to encourage people to offer information about crimes. Their focus is on finding who's doing this and keeping them away.
And new at 5, Metro Police just released this surveillance picture in connection to yesterday's deadly shooting in a Circle Center Mall parking garage. Police believe this man was with the victim when the shooting happened. You can see he's wearing bright red shoes. If you have information, contact IMPD. A Call 6 investigation uncovers an alarming problem in Indiana classrooms. Teachers injured on the job by students.
And for the first time today, you're hearing from teachers who say it's reached a boiling point.
Are you giving up teaching?
Yes.
What is that like?
Heartbreaking. Sad.
Like Hannah Moody, she lost hearing in her right ear, an injury caused by a second grader.
It's completely life-changing. You don't realize how much you use your sound and your hearing until it's not there anymore.
We uncovered more than 1,500 incidents in central Indiana since 2017. Students hurting teachers and staff.
The solution is that we need support.
Oh, people are talking about our Call 6 investigation that exposed teacher injuries.
And you just heard Hannah say the solution is more support for teachers. You told us on Facebook what you think is the solution. Many say it comes down to parenting, and that it's moms and dads who are at fault when their kids assault teachers and staff.
Call 6 Investigates Kara Kenny talked to some of those parents and found out what they wish you knew.
At first glance, Erica Hahn's son Spencer is a typical teenager goofing off. But this 14-year-old's life has been anything but easy.
He had a stroke in utero, and so 2/3 of the left side of his brain never formed. Because of that, he has autism, seizures, oppositional defiant disorder.
At times, Spencer has been violent, including at school.
He will lash out and act out. So there have been multiple times where he has hit teachers or kicked them or spit at them. He has had issues on the bus with bus drivers, principals, and staff.
What is that like as a mom?
I mean, it's hard because you know your kid's brain is essentially on fire and they are doing the best they can.
She knows what people think. Erica read the comments on our teacher injury investigation.
What did you think when you saw the Facebook comments that constantly said it's about parenting?
I wanted to cry. Like I wanted to comment on every single one and I didn't.
What do you say to people that say you're a bad parent?
I'm the same kind of parent as you are. We just have different things. The system is completely collapsing, and the kids are the ones that are suffering, and the teachers.
Erica has paid the price. She's had the Department of Child Services investigate her for child neglect. Allegations she says DCS ultimately did not find credible. Erica now works from home. She lost her job because she had to leave work so often to get Spencer. Keeping violent students out is one approach schools take. In Dearborn County, Katrina Bell's 8-year-old son Marquise was arrested and charged with battery after he allegedly punched and kicked a teacher and principals.
He had a meltdown. He does have a behavioral disorder, and at times he he melts down.
Katrina snapped this picture of her 8-year-old son eating a jail meal when she arrived at the juvenile facility.
It broke my heart when I went into the intake room to be with him, and he just ran to me and just held on for dear life. And he said, I feel like I'm going to die.
Yeah.
That was very disturbing to me as a mom, He's 8 years old.
His mom says locking kids up and charging them with crimes is not the answer to preventing teacher injuries.
They really need to have better training, I feel.
Janae Hanger of the Positive School Discipline Institute agrees training for all school staff is the answer.
It's not appropriate to put a kid in a detention center that is that young. There's a trauma when you arrest a child. There's a trauma. They fall behind in school. They become labeled. They're stigmatized.
Hanger says it's the school's responsibility to create a safe environment for teachers and students.
Right now, we have over-relied on school police, and we've under-relied on school counselors and social workers and school psychologists.
The Positive School Discipline Institute is a year-long program that's trained teams from 54 schools, not just teachers, but school resource officers, principals, deans, and other school personnel. It costs time and money, and the state does not require this kind of training for school staff.
So he's going to act out so that people don't out.
Teachers who've gone through this training say they see why it's important to develop relationships with their students so they can work out problems long before things get physical. Like Katie Hamsel, a 4th grade teacher at Matchbook Learning Charter School.
If I see them getting frustrated and mad, I stop and we talk, or I give them space.
Katie says the training was eye-opening.
A lot of schools are just strict discipline, and it's not working, so.
She can understand how this type of training can help prevent student outbursts and teacher injuries.
You don't have the background in restorative practices or understanding that the relationship and what the childhood trauma, what they're going through, absolutely, I can see where it could be an issue. You just have to be proactive instead of reactive.
Both Erica and Katrina pulled their children out of their schools. Katrina is looking at options, and Spencer now gets bused 3 hours a day to a school that's better able to accommodate Spencer's disability. Erica says our state does not have enough schools and services to help students with special needs.
At the end of the day, we're all just parents, and we're all just trying to do the best for our kid. And there's always a backstory, and I guarantee that the majority of the parents are fighting just as hard as I do to get their kids the services they need. And I guarantee none of the kids are bad kids.
The reality is a lot of these teacher injuries are caused by students with special needs. In fact, one school district told us last school year of all of their staff injuries, 79% involve students with special needs. The Indiana State Teachers Association listed teacher safety as one of its top priorities this legislative session. And one of the solutions to the teacher injury problem was Senate Bill 220. It would require principals to report physical assaults to police. However, this bill failed to get a hearing this session. I'm Call 6 Investigates' Kara Kenny.
And you can find Kara's full reports on teacher injuries on our website, theindychannel.com.
Still ahead at 5:30 on RTV6. Rent went up at a senior living community, but many of those who stuck around after a change in ownership say life is so much better. Find out why coming up on The Now.
But first, here at 5 o'clock, new details about a deadly Beech Grove shooting. A nephew accused of killing his uncle.
And here we go. Our warm-up is underway. Temperatures tomorrow climb well into the 40s, but that's not the warmest day in my forecast. That's coming up.
The 2020 Altima.
New information tonight on a violent shooting that left a Beech Grove man dead last weekend. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office is charging the victim's teenage nephew with murder. New court documents released to RTV6 today say 28-year-old Devon Ford was shot multiple times last Sunday morning in his own apartment on Diplomat Court in Beech Grove. His nephew, 16-year-old Sylvester Ford, will head to court next month to begin hearings leading up to his murder trial. He's being charged as an adult. Investigators say Sylvester Sylvester Ford's story changed several times. Initially, he told relatives and police that intruders shot his uncle. Eventually, Sylvester told detectives that he accidentally shot his uncle 3 times and then took the gun and $160 in cash. Sylvester Ford had just been released from jail in January on unrelated charges and was staying with his uncle.
Tonight, a kitten is safe at an Indianapolis animal shelter after having what appears to be a very violent start in life. The Southside Animal Shelter shared these pictures of a male kitten they're calling Cosmo. He was found by a UPS driver this week in an industrial area close to the shelter. The shelter says the white part of the kitten's fur was colored red, which they believe was the result of it being used in the world of dog fighting. They say he is underweight but is getting the care he needs and will be ready for adoption in a few weeks. And for the first time in more than 2 months, the state of Indiana is reporting a new vaping death. According to numbers from the state health department, 6 Hoosiers have now died as a result of the vaping illness outbreak across the U.S. The latest death occurred in someone 65 or older. Nationwide, the CDC reports 64 deaths in 28 states. And flu deaths continue to climb in Indiana. We are now up to 64, according to numbers released today by the state health department. That is 10 more than last week. Among the new reported deaths is a person in the 5 to 24-year-old age range. The most deaths are in the 65 and older category. The health department categorizes flu activity in the state as high and widespread.
An update now to a Call 6 Investigates story that we first told you about a year ago. Indiana State Police arrested 2 Columbus, Indiana police officers today for collecting paychecks courtesy of taxpayers while they worked at a local hospital. A special prosecutor charged Lieutenant Dan Meister and Sergeant Ron May with ghost employment, official misconduct, and theft. As Call 6 Investigates has reported, state police began investigating in November of 2018 and found Meister and May worked overlapping shifts at the Columbus Police Department and Columbus Regional Hospital. Investigators found Meister overlapped hours on 52 separate occasions, May on 62 separate occasions. The Columbus police chief says officers just released a statement to RTV6 saying the officers are expected to uphold and follow the law. May retired from the department. Meister was reassigned to other duties, and his employment status is currently under review. Both were terminated by the hospital.
The sunshine today, Kevin.
Nice to see.
You want my nonverbal reaction?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Here's the best part. We hold on to it tomorrow and a decent amount of Sunday.
Nice for the weekend.
Okay.
Sunshine.
Good.
And warmer temperatures on the way. Well, you probably outslept the low temperature for today. It was pushing single digits to the north, 11 in Lafayette and Peru, 13 in Indy. As I mentioned yesterday, this morning's temperatures would be rock bottom. From there, we'll continue to warm up, and we should do that rather quickly thanks to this change in wind direction. The last 24 to 48 hours, it was a cold north or northwest wind. Notice now we've got a southwest wind. It will pick up in strength as we go through the weekend. That will grab hold of the warmer temperatures and pull those north of the Ohio River, and we'll see a big change, about 10 degrees warmer tomorrow afternoon than what we're looking at now. 36 in Indianapolis, 2 degrees cooler as you go to the north. We're all enjoying lots of sunshine. That will continue, as we mentioned. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Sandy, a loyal RTV6 viewer, and they're relaxed on the couch.
Happy birthday, Sandy.
That's
Happy birthday.
Toby in her arms. And so we thank both for watching the evening news. Temperature 31 at 7 o'clock, down into the 20s as we get to 11 o'clock. Hit me back up with another picture next year, and we'll wish you
That's right. We'll do it again, right?
Sandy, thanks for doing that. Temperatures, they're in the teens in spots tomorrow morning, but fewer spots. That'll be to the north. Otherwise, lower 20s. Then we'll start to gain momentum. There's the big blue H. Remember when it sat up here in the Dakotas, we were on the cold side. We're just about on the mild side, and that will happen for the weekend. Temperatures on Sunday a little warmer than what we expect tomorrow, despite the fact that we'll have more clouds for the second half of the weekend. All indications are, though, rain will hold off until late Sunday night. Tomorrow, by noon, 40 degrees. Afternoon temperatures around 50. It will feel warmer. I bet you the Monon Trail will be alive. People will be out and getting some exercise, enjoying those temperatures. There's the southwest wind that's stronger, as I mentioned, continuing to pump in the warmer temperatures. If 50 degrees is our goal, we'll just need to be patient. That should take place on Sunday. today when we hit 51. Here's your 7-day planner. Rain is most likely Monday. Still a chance of showers Tuesday, and then cold enough that we'll see a rain-snow mix with temperatures at 38 Wednesday. Lower 30s for highs. Back into teens as well next Friday morning. Winter's not over, but you start to see, I see the leprechaun out. The leprechaun's out there somewhere in March.
In his shorts. All right, thanks, Kevin.
Well, the Notre Dame football stadium is becoming a popular place for concerts. Another big-name star announces a concert at the home of the Fighting Irish.
Single day.
The Charlies! Garth Brooks, Billy Joel, and now George Strait.
Country singer legend George Strait announced today he'll play Notre Dame Stadium this summer. He's the third big star to book the home of the Fighting Irish for a concert. And he's bringing along some very special friends. CMA Award winners Chris Stapleton and Brothers Osborne. The concert is set for Saturday, August 15th. Tickets go on sale Friday, March 6th at 10 a.m. Garth Brooks held the first concert in Notre Dame Stadium. Billy Joel is set to perform there in June. All new at 6 p.m., firefighters spend their days and nights protecting us, but their job is putting their own health and future at risk. We'll show you how one fire department is taking steps to protect current and future firefighters.
But first on the Now Indy, for kids in school, the smallest differences in dress can lead to possible bullying and antagonism. How one group is putting them all on even playing fields. You're watching RTV6.